Okay, we are back. I think I am done. I don't know, God, if I want to do too much or too little. Just going over these things, you can see like there's big spots, little spots. What I decided to kind of, the narrative is like on these edges where, like towards the ends, it got really bad. In the middle where there's, yeah, probably not a lot of pressure or anything. So it's just like these big cracks, these little areas of alligator, and then these big giant cracks. And I think when I'm finished sanding it, I'm gonna do some, I have some acrylic like clothing paint, and I might do like fill-in strips like you're doing tar or something like that. So I'll come back and show you what I mean. Okay, we are back. I just came up with an idea I'm gonna try to work through. I want to make the runway, besides being damaged and old, I want to have it bombed out, and they just like have the plane. I'll have this set up real quick. I want to get all the main, because I'm going to reattach the base before I start painting it. So I want to get it, let's see, shit. Where does that want to go on? I'm hitting it wrong. There we go. So, there we got the plane taking off. And obviously it got, let's see if I can put this up closer. Right there, you can see the pencil line. I'm going to cut out a side of a crater. There'll be kind of maybe some water effects in there with some mud and, or, yeah, a little collection of something. I think that'll add some panache to the base and add some narrative. So it looks like a, you know, an old Imperial runway that was taken over and has been actually bombed out by the Imperials after they fell back, and the Orcs are still using it, and off to battle. That is it. Seeing if you. Okay, we are back real quick. Used the Dremel. I used a hobby knife, sheetrock knife, I believe, and a dollar store bread knife. And I was able to get through all this. Don't use high-speed Dremel on this. I had to carve it up with the hobby knife to get the blade back, but that was just a test. I could have probably used a hot wire, but I just wanted to get it done fast. So basically used mostly this, but then to get it all the way out, I took the bread knife and slid it in there. So I'm going to go in with some filler, and then sculpt in a kind of like a, what is it, conical shape of a crater. And then I'll probably take this downstairs. I'll probably do it off camera and do the what are those called? Those other bits that I have, the rasp bits for the other Dremel downstairs, and get some other undulations in there to give it kind of a deserty look. And I might do some kind of fluid in there, like an oil spill or something like that, or something collected. Maybe there was like a storm earlier on, but since it's so indented, it didn't evaporate. Just give it some more interest. So that is it. So let's see if I get this. I think I got the look I was going for. So here is my reference material, and I didn't want to get too busy, so I just did one little section on the back end, so when you see the plane you can look over there. There'll be a lot of highlighting and shading inside the cracks. Then there's a little interest in the back here, but then there'll be like chunks of on the material that we just broke off for this, and we'll put pieces all over randomly, just to give it a cool, some interest to it. And I don't think I'm going to add any texture to this. I took this dollar store sanding block, and this is supposed to be like really smooth poured concrete, I believe. When you look at runways, they're not chunky asphalt. I mean, they don't, they're usually very, like, almost like pavement. So I think this is going to give me the look I want. We can always go ahead and later and change it and mask it off and then throw some sand on it, but I think this is going to be what I want. It'll give it that. Then maybe we'll do the asphalt look on the sides. So we had like asphalt around it. Then the, you know, they spend the money for the protecting the airplane's landing gear, and give it a smooth landing and takeoff with the concrete. And I think just taking the finish off of this will be perfect. It'll give it a nice concrete finish. I got to look up some runway striping and do some like this. Like I'm gonna do some cut out some, God, my brain's going blank today, for airbrushing, stencils. Do some, cut some stencils off on my little hobby thing. I'll probably do that on camera. And my little scrapbooking machine. I forgot who I got that from on YouTube. It was a British guy, or a guy from the UK, had one, and I kind of took that idea from it, and I don't know if he still uses it or not. Kablams. I don't know. I haven't seen his videos in a while, but he really inspired me to get that machine. It wasn't that bad of an expense, and it is very useful. I've used it in so many different things in the past besides stencils and cutting out detail for terrain and things. So that's it for right now. We'll be back. I have no idea what part we're in. We're going to be just, you'll see at the beginning of the video. I'm trying to keep these under 10 minutes, even under that if I can, and just splitting up as I go and just kind of putting a little explanation at the front of each part, what's going on. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again.